Hello there, I am Tommy Taco, and welcome back. We just got done completing the first year player draft in June after a quick managed session playing the Mariners, where we won the series 2-1. I want to summarize our draft picks. I went and signed them all. So nothing to worry about there. They were all pretty easy to sign. These are the gentlemen we selected. It was suggested by our scouts to take second base and relief pitching, so that's what we did. Our first pick was this second baseman, Philip Stromer, a 21-year-old right-handed second baseman with an 89 potential. 53 overall. 78 speed is of note. So we'll see how he pans out. Very high potential. If we look at his card real quick, he's got hot zones against righties, not so much against lefties. His best attribute is speed, as I mentioned earlier. And we take a look at Jimmy Forbes now. He is a right-handed relief pitcher, 18 years old, 75 potential. Take a look at his card. His potential is a C. He's from Oklahoma, and he throws a running fastball, a changeup, a slider, and a curve, so varying pitches in his repertoire. His best attribute is his 78 velocity, so hopefully that improves over time. Another draftee was Jason Cram, a left-handed reliever, 21 years old with a 73 potential. Take a look at his card. He has a blazing 96 mile-an-hour four-seam fastball, a 90-mile-an-hour splitter, and an 83-mile-per-hour sweeping curve. His best attribute is his arm strength on defense, which is a 74, and his velocity is a 73. For a lefty, I'll take that. Then we drafted starting pitcher Joe Nielsen. He's 20, a right-handed starter with a 73 potential. He has a four-seam fastball that tops out at 94, a slider, a sweeping curve, a changeup, and a two-seam fastball. So a lot of tools in that toolbox. He is a 61 overall. His best attribute is his 91 stamina. He also has an 84 arm strength on defense. So we'll be looking forward to developing him. And our last draft pick was Ray Casto. He's a 22-year-old righty-throwing relief pitcher with a 60 potential. They've all been signed. He has a 98-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball, 96 two-seamer, 89 slider, and 84 changeup. So he's got some pitches to work with there. His best attribute is his velocity, which is already a 99, and his arm strength is 81. Those are his best attributes. 99 velocity is impressive. Hopefully we can get that big arm into the major leagues as soon as possible. But they, again, are all signed. I went rather and activated Gary Sanchez, who's missed quite some time. He is activated, and Kyle Higashioka was sent down to the minors. He still had some minor league options, so we sent him down. We'll leave Eric Kratz up to back up Sanchez going forward. Still in first place by 4.5 games over the Red Sox, 5.5 over the Rays. If we go to the calendar, Thursday the 4th is a day off. We'll be quick managing this Tampa Bay series, and then I will be picking one of the games, probably the first game in the upcoming Royals series. So the Rays 5.5 back coming into the Bronx. Partly cloudy day. We have Masahiro Tanaka versus Charlie Morton. And let's see, we had a day off. We're going to give Glaber the day off, so he'll have 2 days off. Maybe use him as a pinch hitter later in the game. I'm going to play Michael Tauchman too, give him more at-bats due to Gardner's struggles. I think I'm going to bat Luke Voit third and reward him for his hot bat so far. So this will be the lineup. LeMahieu, Judge, Voit, Stanton, Hicks, Andujar, Urshela, Tauchman, and the... excuse me, I have misspoken. There we go, there we go. Okay, forgot Sanchez was back. This will be the lineup now. LeMahieu, Judge, Voit, Stanton, Hicks, the returning Gary Sanchez, Miguel Andujar, Gio Urshela playing shortstop today, and the left fielder is Michael Tauchman. Coming up next.
Let's play ball.
All right, Tampa Bay comes to town. Masahiro Tanaka, 4-3 with a 2.95 ERA. He'll be facing Joey Wendell, who will be followed by Jose Martinez and Austin Meadows. Here's the first pitch, and Wendell leads off the game with a single. Martinez flies out. Austin Meadows now batting with Joey Wendell at first and one out. Joey Wendell steals second. Meadows grounds out. Wendell fails to advance on the ground out. Now Brandon Lowe, the cleanup hitter for the Rays today, facing Tanaka, and he flies out. So nothing doing for Tampa Bay in the top of the first. Bottom of the first for the Bombers now. LeMahieu, Judge, and Voit will be due to bat against the 6-2 Charlie Morton with a 2.47 ERA. Definitely the Rays ace. Easy for me to say now that Blake Snell is in Pittsburgh. So here we go, leading off with LeMahieu. He grounds out, Judge strikes out, and Luke Voit strikes out. So zip zip after one. Top of the second now for the visiting Rays, former Yankee G-Man Choi, followed by Adames and Diaz. Choi walks, and then is caught stealing. And thankfully he was, because Adames just hit a solo home run to give the Rays a 1-0 lead. Diaz now batting. He flies out. Kiermaier reaches on an error. Perez singles. So now it's 2 on, 2 out for the leadoff hitter, Joey Wendell. And he grounds out. Tanaka gets out of it. Bottom of 2 now. After the Rays score a run in the top of the second, let's see if the Yankees can respond here in the bottom of the second with Stanton, Hicks, and Sanchez due up. Stanton and Hicks are retired. The returning Gary Sanchez up to the plate now to face Morton. And he strikes out in his first at-bat back. Nothing doing for the Bombers in the second. Top of the third now for the visiting Rays, starting with Martinez, Meadows, and Lowe. And they are retired in order. Nothing doing there. Bottom of 3 for the Yankees. Andujar, Urshela, and Tauchman due up. Andujar singles and Urshela walks. That'll bring up Mike Tauchman with no outs. He hits into a fielder's choice to make it runners at the corners with 1 out for the leadoff hitter, DJ LeMahieu. and he ends the inning with a double play. Top of the fourth now for the Rays. Choi, Adames, and Diaz due up. Choi strikes out. Adames doubles. Diaz walks. That'll bring up Kiermaier, followed by Perez. And Kiermaier doubles in a couple runs, and the Rays lead 3-0. Perez batting. He strikes out. And Wendell is retired, but the Rays pick up 2 runs in the top of the fourth and now lead the Yankees 3-0. Bottom 4 Bombers, starting with Judge, followed by Voit and Stanton. And Aaron Judge goes big fly, all rise, and the Yankees now trail the Rays 3-1. Voit batting here against Charlie Morton. He pops out. Giancarlo Stanton strikes out. And Aaron Hicks grounds out, but the Yankees get a run on the solo home run. Top of the fifth now, 3-1 Rays lead. Batting Jose Martinez, Austin Meadows, and the cleanup hitter Lowe. Tanaka still in the game. Gives up a single to Martinez, and he's quickly erased on a double play from Meadows. And he strikes out Lowe to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Rays in the fifth. Bottom 5 now for the Bombers, starting with the catcher, Gary Sanchez, followed by Andujar and Urshela. Sanchez is retired, however, Andujar singles. Urshela flies out, and Tauchman ends the inning with a fielder's choice. 3-1 Rays after 5. Top of 6. Now for the Rays, starting with Choi, Adames, and Diaz again versus Tanaka. Choi strikes out. Adames grounds out. Diaz is hit by a pitch to bring up Kiermaier, and he pops out. So that'll do it for the Rays in the sixth. Bottom 6 for the Bombers now, starting with the top of the order, LeMahieu, followed by Judge and Voit. Morton still in there. LeMahieu reaches on an error. Judge flies out, but Voit singles, so we have runners at first and second with 1 out for the cleanup hitter, Giancarlo Stanton. He strikes out. Hicks singles in a run, though, and the Yankees now trail 3-2. Sanchez batting, 2 outs, 2 on, and he strikes out. But the Yankees pick up a run and trail the Rays 3-2. Top of 7 for the Rays now, starting with the 9-hole hitter, Michael Perez, followed by Wendell and Martinez. And Tanaka pitches a 1-2-3 7th. Bottom of 7th for the Yankees now, Andujar and Urshela and Tauchman due up. Oliver Drake has relieved Charlie Morton. He gets 2 outs, and then Michael Tauchman goes big fly, a solo jack, and he has tied the game at 3. LeMahieu now batting, and grounds out to end the inning. Top of the 8th now for the Tampa Bay Rays. Tanaka still in there to face Meadows, Lowe, and Choi. Strikes out Meadows. Lowe grounds out. Choi walks. Adames doubles, and the Rays have gone back in front by a score of 4-3. Tanaka gets Diaz to end the inning, but the Rays take the lead and lead 4-3. Bottom 8 now for the Yankees, starting with Judge, followed by Voit and Stanton. Nick Anderson now, who I believe is the Rays closer, is coming in here in the 8th. Aaron Judge, he strikes him out. He strikes out Voit and gets Giancarlo Stanton to fly out. So Nick Anderson coming in early. I am going to take Tanaka out and put in Ottavino to face Kiermaier, Perez, and Wendell. When he walks Kiermaier and gives up a 2-run jack to Perez, and the Rays lead the Yankees 6-3. Wendell strikes out. Martinez lines out. That'll bring up Meadows with nobody on, and he strikes out. But the Rays get 2 more runs and lead the Bombers 6-3. Bottom of the 9th now, last-ditch effort for the Yanks. Hicks, Sanchez, and Andujar due up against Anderson. Actually, no, Anderson is not the closer today. It will be the recently acquired Sean Doolittle, who was acquired for catcher Mike Zunino. He'll be facing Hicks, Sanchez, and Andujar. Let's see what the Yankees have. Hicks strikes out. Sanchez grounds out, and Andujar strikes out, and the Rays have defeated the Yankees 6-3. Masahiro Tanaka drops to 4-4 on the season. Oliver Drake picks up the win. He is 2-2, and the save goes to Sean Doolittle, his 17th on the season. Willie Adames was the player of the game, going 3 for 4 with 2 runs, a home run, 2 ribbies, and 2 doubles. On to the next game now. Yarborough and Montgomery. An overcast day here in the Bronx. Ryan Yarborough, the lefty, will be throwing for the Rays. Aaron Hicks has cooled off a little. Let's give this a whirl. LeMahieu, Judge, Torres, Stanton, Andujar, Sanchez, Voit, Hicks, and Urshela. Coming up next. Play ball. Okay, Montgomery 2-3 with a 3.99 ERA on the year. He'll be facing Jose Martinez, who's batting .313 with 8 home runs acquired in the offseason from the Cardinals. And here's the pitch. Martinez grounds out. Adames singles. A fly out from Austin Meadows. Hunter Renfroe walks. Now, Yandy Diaz, who has 5 home runs on the season, will be batting with Adames and Renfroe on second and first with 2 outs. And Montgomery gets out of the inning. Nothing doing for the Rays in the first. Bottom of the first now, Yankees, LeMahieu, Judge, and Torres batting off of the lefty Yarborough, who is 4-3 with a 4.50 ERA this season. LeMahieu strikes out, Judge flies out, and Torres strikes out. Zip, zip after 1. Top of the second now for the Tampa Bay Rays. Nate Lowe, followed by B. Lowe, followed by Kiermaier this inning. All lefties facing the lefty Montgomery. Lowe grounds out. Now Brandon Lowe, he singles. Kiermaier flies out. That'll bring up Michael Perez, who homered yesterday. And the inning is finished on a caught stealing. So another goose egg for the Rays in the top of the second. Bottom of the second now for the Bronx Bombers. Stanton, Andujar, and Sanchez. Stanton grounds out. Andujar singles. Sanchez strikes out. And Voit is retired. Zip, zip after 2. Top of the third now for the Rays. Starting with the 9-hole hitter Perez, followed by Martinez and Adames. Perez leads off with a single. Fielder's choice and a double play, and that'll do it for the Rays in the third. Bottom of the third now for the Yankees, Hicks, Urshela, and top of the order with LeMahieu. Hicks struck out. Urshela grounds out. LeMahieu singles with 2 outs to bring up Judge, who grounds out. Nothing after 3. Top of the fourth for the Rays now. Meadows, Renfroe, and Diaz against Montgomery. And 3 ground outs gets Montgomery out of the fourth unscathed. Bottom of the fourth now for the Yankees with Torres Torres, Stanton, and Andujar due to bat against Yarborough. Torres walks. Stanton strikes out. A line out from Andujar. Can Sanchez get his first hit since returning from the injured list? And he lines out. Nothing doing for the Yankees in the fourth. Top of the fifth now for the Rays, starting with both Lowe's and Kiermaier. Nate Lowe strikes out. Brandon Lowe grounds out. Kiermaier singles with 2 outs to bring up the lefty Perez. Kiermaier steals second to get in a scoring position for Perez. And Perez singles in Kiermaier. So the Rays take a 1-0 lead. Top of the order now for the Rays. And Martinez is retired. But the Rays pick up 1 run on a couple of hits and lead the Yankees 1-0. Bottom of the fifth now for the Yankees. Voit, Hicks, and Urshela due to bat against Ryan Yarborough. A line out, a ground out, and Urshela strikes out. Goose egg for the Yankees in the fifth. Top of the sixth for the Rays. Adames, Meadows, and Renfroe to face Montgomery.
4-4. Take your base.
Adames walks. Meadows flies out. Hunter Renfroe with a single to bring up Yandy Diaz with 2 on and 1 out. He flies out. Nate Lowe now batting. And he singles in a run, and the Rays lead 2-0. Brandon Lowe now at the dish. And he is retired on a ground out, but the Rays push another run across and lead 2-0. Bottom of the sixth, top of the order for the Bombers. And LeMahieu goes big fly, a solo jack to cut the Rays lead in half. And they now trail 2-1. Aaron Judge now batting against Ryan Yarborough. I spoke too soon. Diego Castillo now comes into the game. 1-2 on the season with a 4.50 ERA. He strikes out Judge. He strikes out Torres. And gets Stanton to pop up. But the Yankees push across a run and trail 2-1. Top of the seventh now for the Rays. Kiermaier, Perez, and Martinez will be batting against Jordan Montgomery. Ground out, strikeout, and another strikeout. Montgomery gets out of the inning. Bottom of the seventh for the Bombers now, starting with a 5-hole hitter, Andujar, followed by Sanchez and Voit. And Miguel Andujar goes big fly and ties the game at 2. Gary Sanchez now batting. Chaz Rowe enters the game with a 6.84 ERA. Let's see if Sanchez can add to that. Get off the schneid. He grounds out. Luke Voit singles. Aaron Hicks strikes out, so Luke Voit is at first with 2 outs for Urshela. He singles, 2 outs, 2 on for the leadoff hitter LeMahieu, who's homered already today. And he flies out. Top of the eighth now, Jordan Montgomery, we're going to keep him in the game. He gets Adames to ground out. Strikes out Meadows and gets Hunter Renfroe to fly out. So a nice 1-2-3 inning for Montgomery in the eighth. Bottom of the eighth now for the Yankees. Aaron Judge, Torres, and Stanton due up. Oliver Drake now comes into the game, who picked up the win yesterday. He strikes out Judge. Torres singles. And Stanton hits into a double play. Top of 9 now for the Rays. We're going to take out Mr. Montgomery. Tie game, we'll put in J.A. Happ. A lot of lefties in this lineup. Hopefully Happ can keep them at bay. Starting off with the right-handed hitter, Yandy Diaz, who's followed by both of the Lows, who are lefty batters. Let's see what Happ can do. He is 6-2 with a 4.20 ERA this season. What a nice round number. Diaz strikes out. Lowe grounds out, and Brandon Lowe strikes out, so Happ shuts him down in the ninth. Now, can the Yankees walk off the Rays? We have Andujar, Sanchez, and Voit due up. Will they stick with Oliver Drake? They do, and Andujar grounds out. Gary Sanchez grounds out. And Luke Voigt grounds out. So that'll bring us to extra innings with the Rays and Yankees tied at 2. J.A. Happ will be pitching to Kevin Kiermaier, Perez, and Martinez. Kiermaier reaches on an error. Perez sacrifices him over to second. Rays playing a little small ball here, which they're known for. Martinez walks to bring up Adames.
Your attention, please.
Manuel Margot enters the game to pinch run at first, so there's speed all over the bases for the Rays now. If Adames could get one into the gap, the Yankees will be in some big trouble. But he strikes out. Now there's 2 on and 2 out for the lefty Meadows facing the lefty Happ. Something's got to give. And a double from Meadows, and the Rays take a 4-2 lead. And Happ gets Renfroe to end the inning, but the Rays take the lead 4-2. Bottom of the 10th now for the Bombers. Hicks, Urshela, and LeMahieu due up.
Your attention, please.
And here comes Sean Doolittle with his 3.92 ERA to try and close the door. Let's see what Hicks and the Bombers can do. Hicks grounds out, as does Urshela. LeMahieu with a 2-out single. Can Aaron Judge tie the game? He cannot, and the Rays have defeated the Yankees 4-2. J.A. Happ picks up the loss. He's 6-3. Oliver Drake picks up another win. He's 3-2 on the season. Doolittle pitched the 10th for his 18th save, and he was the player of the game. So we will be quick managing this last game here against the Rays, and I will pitch with Severino against the Royals in Jacob Junis. As for now, Garrett Cole and Yanni Chirinos. Last game of a 3-game set where the Rays have won the first 2 games. Clear skies here in the Bronx. Garrett Cole, who's 8-5 with a 230, facing Yanni Chirinos. Excuse me. Chirinos is 3-3 with a 3.03 ERA on the year. Let's see here. We are going to give Hicks the day off. We're going to give Sanchez the day off too. He's been quiet since returning from the disabled list, or injured list as it is now called. We'll give Gio the day off. Okay, this is how we're going to do it today. We're going to go LeMahieu, Judge, Torres, Stanton, Voigt, Andujar, Tauchman, Gardner, and Kratz to try and salvage a game in this 3-game set against the division rival Rays.
Let's play ball.
Garrett Cole, who has 113 strikeouts in 98 innings, will be pitching against Jose Martinez, who's batting over 300, and he'll be followed by Adames and Meadows today. Here's the pitch, and Martinez grounds out. Adames strikes out, as does Meadows. Nothing doing for Tampa Bay in the first. Bottom of the first for the Bombers, starting with LeMahieu, followed by Judge and Torres off of Chirinos, who has 65 strikeouts in 74 innings this year. LeMahieu grounds out, Judge strikes out, and Torres grounds out to end the inning. Top of the second now, 0-0. The cleanup hitter Brandon Lowe, followed by G-Man Choi and Nate Lowe. Garrett Cole gets Lowe to ground out. Choi singles. Nate Lowe up to bat. He hits into a fielder's choice, and he is at first with 2 outs for Yandy Diaz. And he strikes out. Bottom of the second now for New York. Stanton, Voit, and Andujar against Chirinos. Pop out by Stanton. Voit strikes out, and Andujar flies out. Zip, zip after 2. Top of 3 now for the Rays. Kiermaier, Perez, and Martinez due up. Cole strikes out Kiermaier. Perez singles. Martinez strikes out. Adames up with 2 outs and a runner at first. And he grounds out. So Garrett Cole rolling right along. Bottom of 3 for the Yankees now. Tauchman, Gardner, and Kratz. Tauchman reaches on an error and Gardner singles. Runners at the corners for Eric Kratz. He flies out. 1 out. Runner at the corners for DJ LeMahieu. And he ends the inning by grounding into a double play. 0-0 after 3. Top of the 4th now for the visiting Rays. Meadows, Lowe, and Ji-Man Choi against Garrett Cole. And Brandon Lowe goes yard. A solo home run off of Garrett Cole. And the Rays now lead 1-0. Choi strikes out. And Lowe grounds out to end the inning, but the Rays pick up a run on the solo home run. Bottom of 4th now for the Yankees. Judge, Torres, and Stanton batting. Judge flies out. Torres grounds out. And Giancarlo flies out. 1-0 Rays after 4. Top of the 5th now. Rays, Diaz, Kiermaier, Perez facing Garrett Cole. Diaz strikes out. Kiermaier grounds out. And Perez strikes out. Goose egg for the Rays in the 5th. Bottom of the 5th now for the Yankees. Voit, Andujar, and Tauchman due up. Ground out, pop out, and Tauchman strikes out. Nothing doing for the Yankees in the 5th. Top of the 6th now, starting with the top of the lineup for the Rays. Martinez flies out. Adames strikes out. And Meadows grounds out. Retired in order in the 6th. Bottom of the 6th for the Yankees. Gardner, Kratz, and LeMahieu due up. Chirino still in the game, rolling right along. Only giving up 1 hit so far. Gardner and Kratz are retired. And LeMahieu flies out to end the inning. Top of the 7th now. Brandon Lowe, Ji-Man Choi, and Nate Lowe due up versus Garrett Cole. Still has a lot of his energy. Gonna just keep running. But that energy didn't help as Brandon Lowe hits a solo home run. I believe that's his 2nd of the ball game, and the Rays lead 2-0. Choi batting, grounds out. Nate Lowe pops out, and Yandy Diaz strikes out. But after the top of the 7th, the Rays lead the Yankees 2-0. Bottom of the 7th now. After the 7th inning stretch, Judge, Torres, and Stanton will be facing Chirinos. Judge strikes out. Torres grounds out. And the cleanup hitter is retired. Nothing doing in the 7th for the Yankees. Top of 8 now. Kiermaier, Perez, and Martinez due up against Cole. Ground out. Single by Perez, who steals 2nd. Yikes. Martinez batting with Perez at 2nd. Cole gets Martinez to ground out. 2 outs for Adames, and he strikes out. So Cole pitches out of it. Bottom of the 8th now. Yankees batting Voit, Andujar, and Tauchman off of Yanni Chirinos. A single for Voit. Andujar hits into a fielder's choice, as does Tauchman, and he's at first with 2 outs for Brett Gardner. And Gardner grounds out to end the inning. Garrett Cole now. I don't want to extend him. Got all these lefties coming up. Let's see if Chapman can hold them
Ball 4, take the base.
So Chapman walks Meadows, the first batter he sees. Lowe, Choi, and Nate Lowe are due up. He strikes out Brandon Lowe, strikes out G-Man Choi, and strikes out Lowe. So Chapman fighting back. Nothing doing for the Rays in the ninth. Now, we are going to pinch hit for Eric Kratz. That's for sure. Why not pinch hit Mr. Sanchez?
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Yankees. Number
Is
24.
Chirinos gonna...
Sanchez.
So Gary Sanchez comes in, and he will face Yanni Chirinos, I believe, who is going for the complete game shutout. No, they're bringing in Sean Doolittle. If he saves this game, he will have saved all three in this series. So Sanchez, LeMahieu, Judge, and Torres due up. Sanchez grounds out. LeMahieu grounds out. Aaron Judge with a two-out single. Can Gleyber Torres tie the game? He cannot, and the Rays have defeated the Yankees 2-0. Garrett Cole picks up the loss. He's 8-6 on the season. Yanni Chirinos pitching masterfully, 8 strong innings to improve to 4-3 on the season. And the save was recorded by Sean Doolittle. The player of the game was Yanni Chirinos, who went the 8 innings, only giving up 2 hits and striking out 5. So that will do it for this broadcast. The Yankees get swept at home by the division rival Rays. Let's go take a look at the standings now. A 3-game sweep, and the Rays now only trail the Yankees by 2.5 games, as do the Red Sox. So the Yankees better get it together here. That'll do it for today. The next broadcast will be the Yankees game in Kansas City. I will be playing this game with Luis Severino against Jacob Junis and the Kansas City Royals at home. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next broadcast. Take care.